That right there is the famous Ice Train theme from WCW, which is very appropriate for this episode. It's a very cold episode of BattleBots that we're going to be reviewing on this very hot day.
In more ways than one. The cold episode, I mean.
Oh, yes. How's it going, guys? Hardcore Kid here with another episode of the Hardcore Podcast. And over on Skype, I have Otaku Nate.
Hey, how y'all doing?
And no one else. We didn't have any guests on because we're trying to test out some of the new microphone tech and stuff.
Well, we're not testing it out, we're trying to figure it out. I'm using MP3 Skype recorder. I just downloaded OBS. I just need somebody to help me figure out how this thing works.
Yeah, I know we have gotten messages about how the audio balance likes to go haywire. We're still working on that, and I hope you guys still enjoy it.
I turned up the gain on my Blue Yeti, so hopefully that'll work.
Your Blue Yeti, huh?
Yes. Oh my god! How fitting for tonight's episode.
Indeed. But yeah, tonight we're going to be reviewing episode 5 of BattleBots seasons 3/9.
8.
8. Yeah, and I thought it was another solid episode overall.
It was decent, though it's a case where the best matches were first and the weakest ones were at the end. So it kind of left you feeling deflated.
It's kind of like these episodes kind of like have a bit of WWE syndrome where the lower card matches are always really strong and really entertaining, and then like the main event just kind of derps out.
It's more like the WCW sort of thing where the mid-card matches were the most entertaining ones, and the main event it was just, a past his prime Randy Savage against Kevin Nash or something.
Well, it's not like either machine in the main event were past their prime.
Oh no, of course not.
It really it's the whole. Well, we'll get to that when we cover the main event later. Before we get on to covering this episode, we did in fact have a bonus battle last week. It was another three-way between Mohawk, Kraken, and Gemini.
Or more in this case, Gemini versus Mohawk with Kraken as special guest enforcer. Because Kraken, the evil staple remover, took itself out instantly. It got screwed over.
I think it in more ways than one. Basically, it pulled a Scorpios. It just plowed right into the screws and got stuck. So, yeah, that happens. So, basically, the rest of the match was Mohawk going up against the two little Gemini bots.
I was impressed by how fast Mohawk is, because Crusher bots aren't really known for their speed.
Yeah, it's quick. Unfortunately, like a lot of Crusher bots, it suffered from the same issue that Petunia had earlier on in the series, where the Crusher tooth actually broke off, and Mohawk actually has a really cool looking Crusher design.
Yeah,
like,
I love it.
It has flames that go flying right out of the hair. It's like a big it's like a big flaming Mohawk.
I wonder how they accomplished like the flames on the Mohawk, because either they must be tipped with like kerosene or something.
I think what they do is they have little holes inside a tube over the and then it goes up through the brushes on top, and it makes it look like a real like imagine if you were cooking on a grill, and then you turn the gas on and it ignites, and then you see flames coming up out of the grill. It's kind of like that. It's really awesome.
That makes sense.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mohawk should have won this fight, but unfortunately, Gemini managed to get that one good hit right at the back, and that killed Mohawk.
Yeah, it was a lucky shot nonetheless, but Gemini proved that they were impressive. I was impressed with both machines. I think it was a case where both machines looked strong by the end of it.
Yeah. And this is the series is supposed to be based around quote unquote performance like UFC and WWE and such, and I thought both Mohawk and Gemini looked impressive. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure if they're. I still don't know the whole format, because I know we actually we actually did have Cripes Almighty. I have actually heard that we are getting some of the Rumble three-way winners are going to be competing on the main card now.
Well,
And
we'll see.
yeah, I'm not going to name names, but free shipping was they lost, but they still managed to get a match
That
tonight,
segues into our first match of the night. The best match of the night, in my humble opinion.
Who is it, Nate?
It's Free Shipping versus Huge!
Huge! All right. Before we get into it, can we talk about this was one of the best openings of all time.
It was Kenny Florian having an epic staring contest with Huge.
It's probably going to be one of the only times you'll see Kenny win something.
Actually, I'm going to go check his win-loss record. Although I would think it would have been
What'd you say?
I'm going to go check Kenny's win-loss record in MMA.
UFC.
Yeah.
MMA, UFC. Yeah, Huge versus Free Shipping, and yeah, this was a really fun match. Free Shipping is, of course, time Robo Games champion Arnoldson with the giant forklift on top of it, and Huge is the big heavyweight version of Jonathan Schultz's featherweight and beetleweight versions of Huge. So yeah, this was a blast. Free Shipping. I think if it was just Original Sin, it probably would have been held up a bit better.
Yeah, it would have.
Since it has the whole forklift gimmick going on top, it's just pieces flying off.
It's why I feel the active weapon rule needs to be tweaked a bit.
I don't think so.
I don't think necessarily abolished, because I do love a good Rambot, and Free Shipping is awesome. I love this thing, but
yeah,
like if it didn't have the forklift thing at the front, which we'll get into that later, I agree. It would have at least put up a fight against Huge. And by the way, Kenny Florian's win-loss record in MMA, he's 14-6.
Oh, not bad.
And 4 of those 6 losses came by decision, so he could go the distance.
All right, nice. You think he could beat CM Punk?
I could beat CM Punk in an MMA fight.
I could beat CM Punk in an amateur fight. But yeah, this was my pick for best match of the show. Just Free Shipping. Just even when pieces were flying all over it, the flamethrower got all messed up, and it was basically torching itself. It was
a fun
awesome,
sight to see. I feel if I was a judge, I would have ruled in favor of Free Shipping simply for being a lot more. It was better controlled, and it came off as being more aggressive than Huge.
I don't know, because towards the end, because Huge was getting, to quote the term, huge hits on Free Shipping.
That's true.
It was doing much more damage. Free Shipping, once the forks were all messed up, they really couldn't do anything other than ram, and it was just Huge who was just able to go in and get the hits. And towards the end there, Free Shipping was knocked upside down. It almost looked like it was down for the count. Mm-hmm. At that point, yeah, it was a split decision though, but Huge definitely deserved it.
Indeed.
One other thing I pointed out, I think in the middle, you can see where Huge gets flipped.
You're cutting in and out, Brandon. Can you start again? You're cutting in and out again, Brandon. Can you start again?
Okay. Hang on, the phone's ringing. All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Tommy.
I think there was one point in the match where Huge actually, where Free Shipping runs Huge into the wall and Huge's wheel bends, and Kenny is like, "Oh no, Huge's wheels are bending! Free Shipping has caused damage with the flames." And it's like,
no. Well, to be fair, with the plastic heating,
the reason it does that is because of the UHMW bends. Like if you were to look at Gabriel when Carbide runs into it and then it just flexes into itself and then back out, it wasn't flame damage, but it's just that's just the way that Huge rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have something to say, Nate?
Not really. It was a very good back and forth tilt, but, things just went in Huge's favor.
Yep, and I'm happy. Huge is now 2-0.
Mm.
And yeah, I think that pretty much covers that. So we'll move on back to the Robo Games bots. Hypothermia versus Minotaur.
This was all Minotaur.
Yeah. Hypothermia, now looking like a modern-day General Chomps-a-Lot with the crabber and the extra wheels on the sides.
Oh, man, Fuzzy's not going to be happy about that.
Why? General Chomps-a-Lot represented him. He had toad stickers all over him.
That's true. The toad sticker fell off this fight. Did you see that?
Yeah, if Hypothermia didn't lose that toad sticker, it would have won this hands down.
No, just no. I knew this was gonna be sorry. I knew that this was gonna be a one-sided fight as soon as Toro hit that scoop on the front and Hypothermia just flipped right over.
Yeah. The thing is, Fuzzy has definitely battle-hardened his machines to fight big robots like Toro, Minotaur, or Tombstone in Last Rites. So I do give Hypothermia credit for still keeping active all the way towards the end, even though towards the end it was just completely falling apart. Like, the base plate was ripped off, the wheels were coming off, but it still kept going up until I think it burst into flames at the end.
Yep, smoking, baby.
Well, yeah, this was a very old match, but it was a hot win for Minotaur. So, speaking of hot, we gotta make sure this episode never cools. You remember that song from the Polar Express? Don't you ever let it cool?
Yeah. I know that song because I sang it as part of a Sacred Heart University concert choir for Christmas.
Oh, nice. Great. Underrated movie. But we'll heat things up with Jersey's own Blacksmith versus the Four Horsemen.
Something I just realized about the Four Horsemen with Petunia, and I don't know if this is intentional or not, it has the same color scheme and the same decoration pattern as Little Sister.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the gimmick, isn't it? Because I know it is the Big Brother team that fought with Little Sister, and yeah, I think it's the littler sister, I think you would say.
Baby sister.
Baby sister. There you are. And so Blacksmith had a lot of trouble in the last match against Bite Force. I think if they stayed a little more active and been a bit more aggressive, they could have won that fight. But they won this match. It was a pretty solid scrap. Blacksmith was just a tank going through all these little bots.
Blacksmith really showed off its durability in this match, just pushing and shoving all around the Four Horsemen. They seem to be having trouble with the hammer, like they wanted it to fire, but they couldn't get it to go.
I'm not sure if Alan Young trying to do the John Reed wait for a good hit gimmick, or if he's mastered it, or the fact that they've been having issues with the hammer, because it's like quite a few times in both this match and the last match, sometimes Blacksmith's hammer looked like it was about to fire and then just wouldn't. I don't know if they're having problems with it, or I don't know. It's something we'll ask Al about.
Yeah, if we get Al Kindle on this show, that's one of the questions we'll be asking him.
This was, but I will say, at the same time, it is a good thing that they don't use the hammer when they're fighting the spinners. Otherwise, it might have gotten ripped off again, because that always happens when you have spikes, spinners fighting hammers, because one good shot and that hammer's flying off. But yeah, Blacksmith held on. Four Horsemen got a little too carried away and ended up de-wheeling Buttercup.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah, the Four Horsemen, it just slammed right into each other. This is why you always communicate with your teammates when you got a cluster bot. One simple miscue can screw over everything.
Yep, and but this was really good driving by Al Kindle. Some good shots in by Alan Young. no relation to Apollo's Alan Young, but they definitely a really good showing here. And Blacksmith finally gets a win, and I'm happy for it. And
Hooray!
I hope to see it. I hope to see it in the top 16.
Me too.
So,
It all depends.
again,
It's all on the luck of the draw.
and you want. I think I have a. This may be a little bit of a spoiler, but I believe I know who they're going to be fighting in a future match.
Well, let's not. Let's save the spoilers for the post show, man.
All right. Well, so Blacksmith gets the victory, and now we move on to Season 3 champion Son of Oyachi versus Brutus. Son of Oyachi, it really astounds me to think that way back when it won Season 3 of the original BattleBots, this thing was monstrous. It was a machine to be feared. And then from all the seasons onward, and that includes Season 4 and 5, it just didn't seem to have the flair that it had in Season 3.
Once the rules changed for Walker bots, I think that's when it started to go downhill. Cause remember its fight with Swirly?
And even that, that wasn't even really small. Son of what you self-destructed.
You're cutting out again.
And even that time, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
And even when they had the match against Swirly, that wasn't even Swirly's doing. Son of Oyachi just self-destructed.
I know. And as for this fight, well, I can sum it up in just one word. Wedge.
Yeah, and that's Brutus is definitely the perfect kind of design to face a robot like Son of Oyachi. You have the wedge. You can just get right underneath the hammers. You got the disc, and you can use the disc to just throw Son of Oyachi right up onto its head. And that's pretty much what Brutus did.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's a shame. But well, it's good, like Brutus. I know, again, I think after having the trouble against Red Devil with the weaponry not working, it's good to see that they finally got it to work, and now they got a win. And Adam Baruch, he's definitely happy. He's now joined his fellow kid from MIT, JMO, as with a win under his belt at BattleBots, and hey, he beat a former champion, so I'm sure that he's also should be happy about that.
Before we move on, I would like to say though that the Blacksmith fight had my Farouk moment of the night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what is it? It was a Fresh Prince joke. I forget the pun.
Oh dear Lord. Let me see if I can find it. Because I know he made a whole rap about
yes,
that.
He did.
Here we go. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, where the Slade spent most of his days. You know who it is. It's the Death Prince of Hell Air.
The Death Prince of Hell Air. That was it. That's our Farouk moment of the night.
Well, he's from Philadelphia too, so he knows his
Now, that
rep.
doesn't make any sense because Blacksmith is from New Jersey. Unless...
Well, Edison is right near Philadelphia, though. Like an hour.
Well, if he's from South Jersey, then yeah, it counts, because South Jersey is Philadelphia, if we must be technical.
Yep, and they got plenty of Philly fans in that area, too.
Mm-hmm.
Although don't tell Al I said that. I don't know if he's a Philly fan. He might be a Giants fan.
Well, if we have him on our show, he'll let us know. And so, that brings us to the main event. A very freezing one, if you will.
The Yeti versus the Ice Wave.
And this was an anticlimax. This was an anticlimax of a main event.
Yeah, honestly, I thought Yeti was going to have this match because they had the new wedge attachment, and they were able to get underneath Ice Wave, get some good hits in with the drum, and then Yeti just died.
Yeah, like, it deflected Ice Wave, sent him flying. I thought, okay, Yeti, go in for the kill. Get him down, get him down. And it's like, he's not moving. What's going on?
One fight, yeah, and it was like I think there was maybe a grand total of 3 or 4 hits in the match, and yeah, that's your main event, and it really sums up one of the big problems with having these big spinner on spinner main events is the same problem that Robot Wars had. When you have spinner versus spinner matches, they're going to be very short because there's always so much energy going into each that chances are we're going to get a very quick knockout. We had a quick knockout last week. We got a quick knockout in I think the Witch Doctor Yeti match was, I think it went for about a minute and a half or so, but yeah, it's like it's not like huge versus free shipping where it's just a complete two bots just slobber knocking each other. It's just a few hits here and then that's it.
Yeah.
One final thing to note: while Ice Wave was being introduced, Kenny Florian mentioned that the edges of Ice Wave's blade were painted the same color as the floor, and I'm thinking, okay, what does that have to do with anything? And then he says, it's so that the other team can't see where the blade is. Yeah,
that's
so
something I'd expect.
I know.
That's something I'd expect Jonathan Pierce to say.
But this plays into the end of the match because when Yeti is being counted out, Ice Wave's blade is still spinning, and because of the painted edges, he can't see where the blade is hitting, and he ends up whacking Yeti on the wheel.
Yeah.
A delayed
I
hit.
was in Atlantic City for Anime Next for the weekend, so I did not see this fight. I did see the clip of this, and I thought, oh, okay, is this like going to be some sort of Razor versus Pussycat sort of thing? No, it just seemed like it was purely accidental. Like, I don't think the guy behind Ice Wave, whose name escapes me, and I'm too lazy to look it up right now. Mark Devitz, thank you. It didn't seem like he meant to do that, and given his mannerisms, he seemed fine.
I think Greg Gibson of Yeti. He got bleeped out. I think he said, "Don't be a cunt" or something like that.
Don't be a dick, I think is what he said.
Yeah, I'm being too edgy. But yeah, you know what? You know what? That kind of thing happens, and obviously because this show is so into drama, I think Greg said he apologized afterwards, but they just showed him distraught. And it's like,
can you say that again?
But it's not.
You cut out.
Why would I? All right.
I can hear you.
All right. But it's not like it's not like with what happened with Overhaul and Lockjaw, where there was just the internet was just going to completely explode over. It's just like, you know what? It was just an accident. And Mark knew it. Greg knew it. You can still. Yeti is still in one piece. They just have to fix what went wrong inside the robot, and they got 2 more matches to make up for it. So it's all
good. So overall,
what were your predictions going into this episode? My predictions were huge Minotaur, Blacksmith, Son of Oyachi, and Yeti, and I ended up going 3 of 5. Did you have any predictions?
I don't really make predictions.
I do.
When I watched the episode with my parents, that's when I asked them to make predictions.
Yeah, what were their predictions?
Well, I haven't shown them this episode yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but aside from I thought a couple matches were a little too short, but obviously the main event and the Son of Oyachi versus Brutus match I definitely expected a lot more of. I thought it was another solid episode overall, and therefore I give it an. I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give it an 8.5.
I'm going to give it a 7.5. I thought the opening matches on the show were really good. The third match was fine. It was more of a defensive struggle than like an offensive display. The Son of Oyachi and versus Brutus was a dud. And Son of Oyachi versus Brutus was a dud. And the main event was started good but had a very anticlimactic ending.
Yeah, well, that's how these matches, these episodes are gonna go. And there, law of averages says the next episode is going to be another spinner versus spinner fight, and it's probably going to be less than a minute. So who knows?
Law of averages, you said?
I don't know. Never mind. But yeah, that pretty much covers episode 5.
All right.
The bonus segment on the Science Channel is the top 10 hits. So they'll probably just show a top 10 of like really big hits that have happened in the first 5 episodes. I have been thinking a feature, and it's a bonus review. Ryan Beaver has been suggesting we review the Zoe 101 episode Robot Wars, and some have been suggesting we review like matches from Robot Fighting League with Chris Jericho, which I'm sure we could butt out in like 5 minutes, considering most of those episodes had a grand total of 2 matches. But I don't know. We'll
Let us know
see
what
what
you think in the comments, both here and on social media.
Yes. On the Combat Robots Facebook page, unofficial Robot Wars page, BattleBots page, we'll have links all there for you. Ask us what you want us to review for, and to be Robot Wars or BattleBots, or Robot Combat in general related. No Transformers, please. No Bayformers, because that will be here until midnight. So
one last little thing I'd like to say. Anyone who's good at making graphics or something, can you please make us a John Reed Good Hit of the Night award? We don't want like a little trophy or anything. We want like a little seal or a ribbon, like the Nintendo seal of approval.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be really good.
You know, like just give us like a little emblem with John Reed's face in the middle, and around it have the letters John Reed Good Hit of the Night.
I'll ask around and see if someone can get it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's a little short, but things have been going crazy lately. But in fact, we just came back from Colossal Con.
I came back from
I brought my
I came back from Anime Next.
Yep, and Mondo Bizarro managed to take first place at that event. And I got this really heavy-ass trophy that I swear weighs like 30 pounds. It's like this giant gear, like straight off of a machine, and it's awesome. It was fun. I got to go at the indoor water park. It's at Colossal Con at the Kalahari Resort. It's got a water park, arcade, food, all kinds of craziness, and of course, robot fighting and anime, and plenty of cosplay, art, naked girls, everything a nerdy guy could love.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most awkward silence I have ever heard.
Yeah, I'm going to Colossal Con East in September. So when I get back
nice.
you'll hear my report on there. I don't think they're gonna have any fighting robots though.
Yeah, it's a little bit too far away from them. But I am planning to go to Battle Beach, which is going to be in the Orlando or Daytona Bay area in September. I'm hoping to bring Mondo Bizarro and Revy with me, and it should be a lot of fun. It's being run by Brian Nave of The Revolutionist and Captain Shredderator fame. So, yeah, well, really looking forward to some new events that I've been going to.
Well, good.
How about you, Nate?
I got 2 more cons this year. I've got 3 more cons. I've got Otakon, which is in August. I've got Colossal Con East, which is in September, and Anime NYC, which is in November at the Javits.
Oh yeah, and I finally managed to get tickets to New York Comic Con, and it was a surprisingly smooth process this year. So, yeah, lots of good things to come up this year, and we got episode 6 of BattleBots coming up this Friday. We'll see what the card is like, and we'll see if we can have some guests back on again. All right. Well, until next time, guys. I'm the Hardcore Kid.
Nate.
Peace out.
I got chills, man.